Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I have a message to share with you today. If you've been watching my more recent videos, I've been receiving either channeled messages, well, I shouldn't say channeled messages. I've been either channeling specific beings to receive messages is probably more accurate, and or I've been receiving a past life based on different oracle cards. So today's message is based off of this oracle card. And so I pulled a bunch of oracle cards for a personal message for myself, and instead I'm getting past lives or incredible visions, really incredible visions based on these cards. So today's card has this spider on it, and what it made me think of immediately, because I hate spiders, hate spiders. I am terrified of all spiders. It's amazing that I can even hold this card because I'm actually that ridiculous about spiders. Um, yeah. So when I saw this card, I feel like they shielded me from my fear so I could focus, but it made me think of grandmother spider, which is like a Native American energy that you could like Google about. But the way that I was introduced to grandmother spider energy or just being aware of it at all was before I could channel, before I could do all this stuff. I went to a psychic once. It was fantastic. And she introduced me to the energy of one of my guides that I have now. So, my viewers, if you've been watching me for a really long time, since like last year or the beginning of this year, um, one of my guides is named Mags. It's short for Magda. I call her Mags. And she presents to me as an extraterrestrial energy. So she originally presented to me with like blue skin, and she gives amazing advice. And I don't communicate with her as much now, but she's always around. So she presented to my psychic as a Native American grandmother, basically, as a medicine woman, and had all the super deep wrinkles and the beautiful long braid and the red feather in her hair. So the medicine woman archetype is something that she embodies a lot. She's had a lot of lifetimes as a healer, and as an actual medicine woman. So she presented to my psychic that way because, yeah, that's part of her, but she also presented that way because if she had presented as an extraterrestrial, I would have freaked out because this was before I had fully adjusted to all of these things. So she presented as the Native American woman, and the psychic referenced her as grandmother spider. And so when I saw this, I immediately tapped back into Mags wants to talk to me. So I'm going to pull up my notes. Oh no. And of course, I lost my spot. My notes right now are so insane because I've been channeling so much that when I go through my notes, even just for notes that are supposed to be for one video, I'm scrolling. It's insane. It's insane how much information I've been getting recently from them. So Max is the one that I felt like I needed to communicate with. So Mags presented to me as a Native American woman, as this medicine woman, as this with the deep wrinkles and that that wisdom energy off of her and that healer energy. And she's never presented to me that way. So it's kind of strange for me. Um and so she doesn't say much. It goes almost immediately into a vision, but she says, "Now we do a ceremony." And I'm like, "Okay." Have we done this before? She says, "No." Okay. So I see this flash. I'm being drawn back to a previous vision that I had. So this was a few months ago. I was driving in my car, which apparently that's one of the few times that my guides have my uninvited, my undivided attention to pop anything they want into my mind because my day is so scheduled that it's like, you know, I gotta record the video and I gotta, I have the clients and I have to do the emails and so if I'm in the shower, if I'm driving, they're like, "Ooh, free time to talk to her." So I had this vision while I was driving a couple months ago. So I was a man in this vision, was a tribal man. I had no shirt on. Not that they wore shirts, but I had on I had on some kind of like loincloth or something that covered my man regions. And I also know that I had some kind of decorative wrapping around between like my knee and my ankle, like that kind of area on both of my legs. And I also had on the most notable thing was I had on this animal skin. So it's the skin of a wolf, like a dark colored wolf. And so the head of the wolf would sit right here on top of my head. And then it was one full skin of this wolf. So down my body was its back, and like on my arms was, the wolf's arms. And so it was like I was wearing the skin of this wolf, like I was the wolf. And I was dancing around this like bonfire. And I'm dancing around this bonfire, and it's a lot of like stomping and leg work. And Creator and Metatron join me, and they are wearing these wolf skins on themselves as well. And we're kind of like dancing in a circle around this fire. And so when it was happening, it felt really powerful, but I had no idea what it meant because I knew it wasn't a past life. I knew it was for symbolic for something. So Mags is showing me this vision from a couple months ago, and she says, "This is the ceremony you will do now." So, all right. So there's a bonfire, and I'm wearing the same outfit as before with the black wolf head sitting on my head. Um, and I'm dancing alone at first. So I'm alone. I'm doing my footwork. It's like kind of like stepping and stomping, and like there's music playing. Like I can hear drums. I can hear the tribal song that this dance is going to. And it's like I'm turning my feet out. It's hard to explain, especially when I'm showing you my hands and not my feet. But it's like I would turn my feet out to the beat of this drum, and there was just all these little movements. And so I'm doing that, and I'm slowly circling this bonfire as I'm doing it. So Creator appears. He like comes out and he stands there for a second, and I just look at him. And he has a different animal skin on. He's not wearing the wolf outfit this time. So I see all these like white feathers coming off of him. He's got like an eagle head on top. So it's like the eagle head and all these feathers. It's like all the way down to his feet. It's almost like it's mimicking one of those like tribal headdresses with all the feathers. And so it's funny because this is just a detail that I see. I don't know if anyone else would ever see this, if this is just for me, but I know it's Creator because when he comes out, he's got like this black smudging around his eye. And the reason I associate that with Creator is because when I talk to Ra, who is always Creator when I talk to him now, he's never just Ra, he's always Creator in Ra's body. When Ra takes off the head the animal head that he wears as Ra the god, underneath he's a man in how I view him. And so he's like an Egyptian man, and he's wearing black makeup that's kind of, smudged on the top and the bottom of his eyes. So that's how I view talking to Creator in a human body. Um So he's got that eye makeup on, so I'm like, okay, all right. And so I was a little nervous, but not as nervous as I would be because I have spent so much time with him. So he joins me. And so the two of us are doing the same dance moves at the same time, and we're on like opposite ends of this bonfire. And so we're moving around it, opposite ends, and we're moving clockwise around this fire. There is so much power when he joins into this dance because I was doing it on my own and I could feel power from that. When he comes in, it adds a whole nother level. It's almost like someone turns up the volume on these drums. It's almost like the fire gets a little bit bigger, right? It's a little more intense. Why do I keep losing my place on this? I have to go back down again. And so after that, I can tell you what happens next, even though I don't have my um, notes in front of me. So after that, Metatron comes to join us. Ooh, almost to my notes. Yeah. So Metatron comes to join us. He also appears as a tribal man. So this time, Metatron is wearing a white wolf outfit. So instead of wearing the black wolf, he has a wolf that's white. And so he joins us again, same dance moves. We are now evenly spaced around the fire as three people, one on, each little triangle, and we're moving around this fire. And again, it's like the beat is getting faster and louder and the fire's getting bigger and bigger as we're doing this. So all of a sudden, the drums stop and we stop and we're looking up and we have our arms up to the sky. And the fire is like huge now. When I started, it was like a couple feet tall, and it is taller than all of us now, several feet taller than all of us. So out of the smoke, because we're looking up, and so I see the tips of these flames. Sorry, see the tips of these flames, and I see all the smoke coming off the top of the fire. And out of the smoke, an eagle shape takes form. So there's this like eagle shaped smoke and it moves on its own as if it's alive. So when I first see it, it's pointing, the eagle itself is pointing upward with its wings expanded out like it's gonna, like it's gonna be flying straight up. But after that, it starts moving around just like an eagle. So this is what I'm told. Here's the message from this for everybody. So that dance, what I just saw, is symbolic. It is the symbolic journey of the soul. I am the black wolf, right? So I was symbolic of the darkness. Metatron is the white wolf. He is symbolic of the light. Creator, of course, is the divine energy, right? So as the darkness and the light combine with each other once again and work with the divine. So think of us. This is us combining our darkness and our light inside of us, being accepting of both and owning both and working with the divine. They transform what they were before, and the transformational symbolism was in the fire, because fire is a major symbol of transformation. So combine the dark and light, work with the divine, it transforms, and the soul, which is the smoke in this vision, becomes it's a new version of us from that transformation. So in this vision, the smoke was an eagle. The eagle represents freedom. The eagle represents a lot of things, but in this case, it was showing freedom. So combining our dark and light, working with the divine, we can transform. Our soul can be set free. So this is a big message off of this. So I want to give you a little bit more information. So when I was dancing in this vision, I felt like I was everything. I felt connected again to the whole, like listening to that rhythm and dancing with Metatron and Creator. I felt like I was everything. I felt like I was connected. I felt like I was happy and I was doing exactly what I should be doing, and I felt powerful. And it's because symbolically, I was accepting my darkness and my light and my divine origins. I'm accepting the fact that I'm divine and I'm light and I'm dark. So, because of that, in my experience of the vision, I was set free. I was happy. I was content. I was everything. I was free. So, we separate as a whole, humanity, we separate from each other, we separate from ourselves. It might not seem obvious, but accepting and loving and dancing in our divinity and in our light and in our darkness, this is what we need to be doing, especially the divinity and the darkness. So, those are the two aspects of us that we tend to deny. So, when we accept those and we dance in them and we own them and we love them, that's when we're going to be free. Those that they're giving us keys to our freedom right now in this message. So, I hope you enjoyed the vision. I hope you enjoyed the message, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.